Good morning. Happy Friday. We've made it. It's the last day before spring break. Yes, so excited. So, today we're going to finish 6.3 notes. It's the second day. You did the first 5 practice problems yesterday, right after we finished those notes. And today we're going to finish up the rest of them. Right now, let's just jump right into our notes. We're going to look at some awesome questions. I like it because stoichiometry is so much fun. But if you're struggling, just shoot me a text or an email, or a remind text, whatever, or an email, or communicate with me on Google Classroom in some way, or leave a comment on the YouTube video so that I know, and then we can do a Google Meet or Hangout and clear some things up. Because I want to help you out. That's what I'm here for. All right, so the first question for today says, what conversion factor would you use to convert grams to moles? Right? We've done this a bunch of times. You have to convert from grams of something, the mass of some compound, to the moles of some compound. So what's the conversion factor that you're going to use? Okay. Well, if we look at the stoichiometry roadmap that I have right here, we need to go from mass to moles. So what conversion factor do I use there? I'm always going to use the molar mass to go from moles to mass or mass to moles. The molar mass goes right there. That's what we use. And the second question says, what conversion factor would I use to convert moles to molecules, or moles to number of particles? Right? What conversion factor goes here? That would be Avogadro's number, or 6.02 times 10 to the 23 number of things for every mole. So we use Avogadro's number here, and here we use the molar mass. Okay, so to go from particles to moles, or molecules to moles, we use 6.02 times 10 to the 23 things per mole. And then to go from mass to moles, we use the molar mass. Okay, so let's try this out. It's asking us, how many grams of oxygen gas will we produce from 36.1 grams of water? So we're going to use the same equation from yesterday, and I already have it balanced right here. What we're going to do is we need to figure out how much oxygen we produce if we have 36.1 grams of water. So what it's asking us to do is go from the mass of water right here to the moles of the water to moles of oxygen to mass of oxygen. So I'm going to write this up kind of like this. We go from the mass of water to the moles of water to moles of oxygen to mass of oxygen. So that's going to be our roadmap that we take through this problem. We'll convert from this to that to this to that. So let's see what that looks like. We start out with 36.1 grams of water. There's our mass. And we're going to convert to moles right here. We're going to convert. We have grams of water on the bottom and moles of water on the top. Okay. Now, we know that the molar mass from the periodic table is 18 grams to 1 mole of water. Then we're going to convert from moles of water to moles of oxygen. The way that we do that is we look at our balanced chemical equation. And I know that 2 moles of water, and I'm putting moles of water on the bottom because it was on the top in the last step. And so 2 moles of water reacts and forms only 1 mole of oxygen gas. Okay? And now we start here. We went to moles of water. Now we're in moles of oxygen. We just need to get to mass of oxygen. So our last step is going from 1 mole of O2 to 32 grams of O2. And that's it. Let's take our calculators out and try this out. 36.1 divided by 18 divided by 2 times 32 equals 32.088. So our final answer is going to be 32.08 grams of oxygen gas. All right. And that makes sense, right? Because the molar mass of water is about half of the molar mass of oxygen, maybe a little bit more. But there's twice as much water to oxygen, so that kind of half the weight, but twice as much balances out, and the beginning mass and the ending mass are almost the same. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh, that makes sense. And then mathematically, it also makes sense. Cool. So we finished our notes for today. What you need to do right now is use the rest of the time that you've allotted for chemistry class to finish up your practice problems. I know that you have a few of them. If you need some help, just shoot me an email or communicate with me in some way. Comment, email, remind, whatever works for you. Have a great weekend. Have a great spring break. We'll be back doing the same thing after spring break. I'll miss you, but I hope you have a great time.